Matheson Green. The head coach for your Humber Hawks is Dwayne Ball. The umpires for this game are Mike DeBrew and Lucas Crosby. And now we ask for those who are able to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to the Hawks Sports Network. We have OCAA softball for you today. Doubleheader action between the Humber Hawks and the visiting St. Clair Saints. It's a windy afternoon today here at Connervale, shaping up to be a great day on the diamond. My name is Matt Hamill. With me, my broadcast partner today, Chris Clark. And Chris, I think calling this a big weekend for Humber Hawks softball might be a bit of an understatement.
Absolutely, Matt. Both of these teams fighting for first place in the OCAA standings. Of course, St. Clair there right now. Humber holding the number 3 spot. But today, 2 games against St. Clair. Tomorrow, 2 games against Durham, who hold the second place position in the standing. So it's a huge weekend for Humber as they try to get closer to the number 1 spot and be able to avoid both St. Clair and Durham in the first round of the playoffs. When we look at what we may see today with the hitters and the pitchers are in tough. We have 7 of the top 8 hitters in the OCAA hit leaders, so we should expect a lot of hits today.
And the last time these two teams met, Humber was in control but dropped game 1, let that one slip away, lost by a run. Game 2, Humber won, so we'll see if any of that momentum carries over here today at Connervale Park.
It's a big rivalry, obviously, with these two teams winning a lot of championships in the past few years. St. Clair a little more successful than Humber the past 3 or 4 years as they won 3 in a row before Durham won last year, but Humber before that. So St. Clair knows they're in tough as well because this rivalry is intense at times.
First up to bat, Kim Maroon.
We were watching Kim Maroon pregame doing some batting practice, switch hitter, and has a slap as well in her repertoire.
Rachel Matheson Green on the mound. Ball 1. We could see that wind really coming directly at home plate. Could definitely play a factor here.
Yeah, for sure. Any ball hit to right field is going to get knocked down or pushed towards left, so the outfielders have to be aware of that.
Ball 2.
It's a little chilly today, too. Pitchers have a little trouble maybe getting a grip on the ball.
Another low pitch for Matheson Green. Brings up a 3-0 count.
Not a great way to start. She's got to get her control here, find it fast. Walks are deadly. There we go.
Strike thrown. And definitely a tough way to start the game. Looking at Kim Maroon. Matheson Green trying to come from behind. Bunt laid down. Looks like Kim will make her way safely to first. St. Clair able to get one on base here to start things out.
I think she caught Humber a little off guard there. You don't normally see a bunt on a 3-1 pitch when the pitcher's been struggling early in the game. So good choice there by Coach Doug Wiseman, and well executed.
At the plate for Humber, Maddie Pasma. Strike thrown. Matheson Green now able to get ahead here against Michaela Rillett.
Watch the speed on first base here. Not a great count to run on.
Another bunt laid down. Bonnie's going to try to get it over to first in time. She does just that. Maroon makes her way to third. She's called safe.
It's a classic play, the old first to third on a bunt. I'm sure Coach Bowles won't be thrilled that they weren't there to cover up on that, because if there was someone there, they would have had her out at third base for sure. I've seen Dwayne where he's switched the third baseman and catchers in those situations where the catcher will actually go to third, but she wasn't there on that play. I'm not sure if he still instills that strategy, but he's used that in the past.
Yeah, Bonnie crept up from third on that play for the out at first, but just wasn't able to make it back in time. Now Maroon is in scoring position. Lumley up to plate, hits that one high. Humber trying to get under it. Great grab by Davidson over to home plate, and she is out at home. How about that? What a way to end the first inning. And the Humber fans are electrified right now. It's the whiteout today, courtesy of Hawks Nation.
Great play there by Davidson in center field. As we were mentioning, the wind really knocked that ball down. She actually was on the infield dirt when she caught the fly ball, and made a shoestring catch and made a great throw to home. As you can see there, she was on the infield, made a great throw to home. A hook slide attempted there by Maroon, but it didn't work. Great job by Humber to get out of that one.
And it all starts with Aaliyah Davidson at center field. An outstanding grab. We had another look at it there. She guns it over to home plate. Maddie Pasma, sure thing. Now Humber's up to bat. Game one on Thursday against Mohawk. Humber put up 8 runs in inning number 1. We'll see if they have that kind of offensive rhythm here early going. It's going to be tough against the Saints.
8 runs in the first inning is always welcome. You never shy away from that one for sure, and they cruise to the Mercy victory in that one. See if they can get the sticks going early. A lot of power on this team, talking to Coach Dwayne Bowles before the game, and he likes them hitting the ball hard, all parts of the field. Line drives, fly balls, try to keep away from ground balls. So we'll see how they do early in this one.
Alexa Vassos leading off for Humber. On deck is OCAA Player of the Year, Aaliyah Davidson. First pitch is high. OCAA softball on the Hawks Sports Network. One count. Vassos takes a big swing.
Vassos in her second year as a Humber Hawk, coming into the game batting .395 on the season.
That's hit foul. And Chris, knowing what you know about head coach Dwayne Bowles, what do you think his strategy might be coming out here against a tough team in the first inning?
Yeah, he's a guy who will demand his players to play mistake-free, and that's the key for him. We saw in the first inning where first to third on a bunt he would not have been happy with for sure.
Vassos hits it up to third and can't beat out the throw, out number 1.
And he'll wait for the big inning. He in late in games he may utilize the bunt strategy and try to push runs across, but he's going to be he's got a lot of big bats in this lineup, and he's going to be utilizing that for sure. And waiting for the big inning, and as you mentioned, getting 8 in the first inning against Mohawk the other night was a perfect example. However, St. Clair a little bit better than Mohawk, so it'll be a little tougher.
Yet this weekend we get a preview of the top 3 teams, Humber, St. Clair, and tomorrow doubleheader against Durham. Aaliyah hits that up.
Over our heads. Matty, you're going to protect me, right? Like, I don't think we're going to get hit here, but
you got it.
You better be on your game.
We're just here to the right of home plate. Aaliyah hits that one deep, but just foul.
Again, the wind might have caught that one a little, Matt. Hitting the ball to left field is the game plan today, as you're going to get a little right to left action on it. Hitting the ball to right field is not going to be good. The only advantage hitters have of hitting the ball to right field today is the wind is going to play tricks on the outfielder, so they're going to have to be very careful, as we saw with Davidson in that first inning, struggling to catch that ball, caught it off the shoestrings and made the great throw to the catcher for the double play.
Davidson, a 5th-year player, and you hear head coach Dwayne Bowles talk about the contribution she makes, and it's really on every part of the diamond. Looks like she's going to pop up here. It's caught at center field for out number 2.
It's got under that one a little bit. Good contact, but it hung up.
Number 4, Megan Murphy.
Megan Murphy up to bat.
Coach Bowles was talking up Megan Murphy before the game with her power and speed, deceptive speed.
That slap right down the second base. Kind of mishandled, but Murphy's going to put the brakes on at first.
So a base runner for Humber. See if Dwayne utilizes the speed here. Try to get her in scoring position with 2 out. Not bad strategy with your number 4 hitter up. If she does happen to get doubled or thrown out, at least you're leading off the next inning with your 4 hitter.
And Elisa Gregoris is just having a monster year for Humber. She leads the team in RBIs and hits. Really speaks to the depth of the Humber Hawks team, a player like Gregoris.
Gregoris, number 2 in the league in batting average with a .463 batting average, 41 at bats. It's pretty good, Matt.
I should say so. She takes a swing there.
One and 2 count here. See if he puts the runner in motion now.
Good hit there by Gregoris. That's going to take Murphy to second. That brings up Bonnie Gillingham. 2 outs and 2 on. So able to secure some hits are the Humber Hawks here in the first inning. And Chris, I'd have to think if you're Dwayne Bowles, you're bit happy to come out and establish some kind of rhythm here.
Yeah, 2 quick outs, but then 2 nice hits up the middle. Dwayne is very big as well, hitting the ball up the middle. He loves that, so he'll be happy there. And Bonnie is a great hitter. Seen Bonnie quite a bit in the past few years. Coached her a couple times in games. Great hitter, great fielder, all-around good player.
Loose pitch. Both runners will advance.
Now a great opportunity here. Bonnie just puts the ball in play and gets a base hit. Probably score 2 runners. Get Humber off to a lead here.
Olivia Elliott on the mound in a bit of a jam here. Big swing by Gillingham.
Looked like that could have been the rise ball. Bonnie couldn't lay off. Catcher waiting for the sign from her coach. Finally gets it.
That pitch is high.
Another ball up in the zone, trying to get Bonnie to chase another one. More discipline this time.
3-1 count. Bonnie hits that one into the stands. On deck for Humber is Hannah Koziolik, first-year player who's been able to really produce for Humber.
Watched her in BP too. She was hitting the ball a long way. Very consistent, very strong hitter.
Full count. And Bonnie goes out swinging. That'll close out the first. Humber able to put some players on base, but not able to cash any in. We're still locked up at 0 heading into the second.
Looked like Elliott took a little bit off that pitch and got Bonnie just a little out front. Humber strands 2 runners.
After 1 inning of play, the score is Humber Hawks 0, St. Clair Saints 0.
Hawks Nation is the official varsity fan club of the Humber Hawks. They do a great job creating a fun atmosphere here at these home games. And today is the whiteout. Free t-shirts being given out. Every time you come to a varsity game, you'll get a new piece of Humber swag for free. Sign up at all varsity home games or by downloading the official Humber Hawks app.
You know, it's one thing to watch great softball, but to get free swag too, that's kind of cool.
It's
I got loaded up before the game. I'm all good. I needed it the way it was. It's a little chilly here today.
Yeah.
It's a typical fall day. Fall is definitely here.
Yeah, the first signs of fall and really just a beautiful day. Despite the wind, it's a beautiful day to be here at Connervale. Of course, after this doubleheader, we have men's baseball on the field beside us, and they'll be taking on St. Clair too.
I'm not staying. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be frozen by then. So I'll wish them well.
That's fair.
But I got a 2-hour drive ahead of me.
Maybe you should
I live in
stay.
the same town as Bree Donaldson, Listowel. That's where she's
Carpool
from.
situation?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure she probably has a game tomorrow.
About to get things going here in the top of the second. Matheson Green puts out a ball.
I've always been a fan of softball. Coached for a long time. Never coached baseball. I find it slow. Fastball's a nice, fast sport.
That ball's hit up to second. Aaliyah can't get under it. Kind of found a gap there.
Again, the wind might have knocked that down a little, but still a good hit there.
Alexandra Senft makes her way to first. And you mentioned the pace of play in softball, definitely a bit higher. Makes for an interesting watch. And just this Humber Hawks team, you have to admire how much fun they have and really just how enjoyable it is to come out here and watch these softball home games.
It's really good ball. Coach rep ball for a few years, and it's good. This is a step above. It's really good. A lot of these girls play together in the summers as well on various teams, either Humber team or various other teams. Not a true Humber team, but a lot of the girls do play together.
Matheson Green. That's hit foul. Humber can't get under it.
Nice job going with that pitch, outside pitch, going with it, hitting it the opposite field. And again, hitting into the opposite field today, you're not going to probably hit one over the fence, but it's going to wreak havoc for the right fielder.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of these Humber Hawks players play together in the offseason, and you can really sense the chemistry they have, and I think that's a big part of their success. It's really a big part of all successful teams as we get a ball popped up. Just missing our heads. I'll do my best, Chris, but you know, I'm only...
Shouldn't rip through this canopy we're sitting under, right? Jay? Jay's in control. He's our guy. Producer, switcher.
Have to reinforce our broadcast tent. I don't have much faith that the softball won't rip through that. As it hits right over to Matheson Green. Double play opportunity. Doesn't quite come through, but the runner's out at second. 1 on, 1 out.
Just a slight hesitation there, Matheson Green not knowing what base to go to. Definitely had a double play opportunity. Get the lead runner, that was the important thing. And there's 1 down.
That brings up Jordan Taylor, second-year player from LaSalle, Ontario. Pitch comes in.
Windsor's always, sorry.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Windsor's always produced good players. Had my battles at the rep level with the Windsor Wildcats, who a lot of these players who play for St. Clair play for in the summer. Very good programs down there. They produce some good players.
Yeah, St. Clair College, whether it be softball or baseball, just perennial powerhouses. Must be something about that local Windsor ball program they have down there. That pitch goes right by Taylor. 3-0 count.
Matheson Green struggled a little bit in the first inning with some control. Doing it again here. Fight back. Nice pitch.
And we've seen that from Matheson Green pretty routinely. Once she gets settled, she's lights out. It looks like she might be finding her rhythm here. Up against number 2, Jordan Taylor. Strike call, full count. Lauren Schramm on first. Taylor got a piece of that one.
Schramm at first base, 2 stolen bases on the season. See if we get a player in motion here on this pitch. Nice pitch.
Great job by Matheson Green to get the strikeout. They changed the complexion of this inning with 2 out.
Huge pitch, went with the changeup. Had Taylor way out in front. Perfect pitch.
You know, in as much as the strength of the Humber team is in the pitching, it's a really tough matchup here against St. Clair. They lead the league in runs, hits, doubles, triples, just about every offensive category you could dream up. Foul hit.
Yeah, we mentioned not only the teams have 7 of the top 8 hitters in the OCAA, but up and down the lineup, this St. Clair team is stacked. Madison Green doing a good job so far.
Hit up. Pasma is going to try to get under it. Catches the fence. 0-2 count. Humber looking to close out this inning.
Cowan batting .395 on the season, as we mentioned. A lot of nice averages. 3 doubles on the year. 9 RBIs. Has a chance now with a double to drive in one. Nice swing there, but fouled it back. Sorry, I'm invading your turf. Doing a little play-by-play. It's been a long time, Matt, since I've been on anything to do with Humber. We can go back to the 80s.
And
that's how
what
long
was
it's
that?
been.
What was the Humber
I
affiliation
used to do
back
the
then?
Humber Hawks hockey play-by-play for Humber Radio back in the day.
Was my boss, Jim Bialik, still on board at that
Jimmy
point?
was there. Yes, he was. In fact, I think he was coaching the women's softball team back then. And he had just started at Humber, not too soon before that. But Jim was there. Peter Mayberry was the athletic director back then.
Deep hit towards the wall.
Gone.
And that's a home run. Both runners will advance. Tough play for Humber, trying to close out the second. Saw that one right to the fence.
Cowan's first home run of the year, driving in 2 runs. Now has 11 RBIs on the season, and she got all that one. No question about it. Hit it just over the 200-foot fence out in left field.
Base is emptied. Looking at 2 outs.
Nothing like hitting a home run as a hitter.
Good first pitch by Green.
No matter how many you hit, and believe me, I didn't hit many, but when I played some slow pitch, hitting that ball over the fence was a good feeling.
Yeah, I can fire up a team. And early on here for St. Clair to bring home 2 runs. It's a big momentum play. We'll see how Humber can respond. I guess first things first, trying to get out of this inning. See what their offense can do in the bottom of the second here. Right now, Hey Bear up to bat. Hits that up. Great job as Murphy tries to get under it, just out of her reach. We see Murphy make a lot of great plays in the infield. And in your coaching experience, what can a home run really do for a team early in a game?
Well, it can lift you up for sure. It shows the team that
That's tipped over to first.
Geez, she nearly took a little bit too much time there, Pasma, but made the throw. But no, Matt, it can really lift you up. It can show the rest of the team, okay, we can hit the ball today. We can hit this pitcher. We can do it. But on the other hand, on the defensive side, you got to bounce back, and that was a big play there by the catcher. Pasma took a little bit too much time for my liking and probably for Dwayne's as well, but she made the out, got out of the inning right after a home run, which is key. So we'll now see how Humber responds after giving up the 2-run home run here in the top of the second.
Yeah, now coming from behind. And a home run can really energize a team, like you said, and we saw that on Thursday when Tara Camilleri hit one deep here against Mohawk.
This next inning leading off with 2 first-year players with Koziolik and Pasma, Haley Pasma. Dwayne was raving about his first-year players when we were talking to him before the game. A lot of depth on this team. First-year players really coming through, which is key.
Yeah, a lot of first-year talent really points to a bright future for this softball program.
Dwayne's a good recruiter, good coach. He will attract a lot of players to this program. I think you're seeing that already. He, in his 3rd year as head coach of this team, 6th year involved, he will attract players to this program for sure.
Yeah, Coach Dwayne wears many hats with Humber Athletics. And here on game day, head coach of the softball team.
And he was in the radio program, wasn't he?
That's right.
He was. We got to stick together.
Yeah, nobody does public address quite like Dwayne Bowles. When he works the game, feels like you're at the Scotiabank Arena. Koziolik.
Dwayne and I coached together in nationals back in 2014 for Canadian Championships for softball. I want to say at the midget level out in Montreal. Qualified by finishing 2nd or 3rd, I can't even remember, so long ago, at the PWSA finals. Took a team to Montreal. Let's just say we had fun. There's a lot of tough teams, a lot of good teams out of Quebec, a good team out of Alberta, and they were really the powerhouses of the tournament. We held our own. We won a couple of games.
Always good to face up against some top-level talent. Good hit over into the infield, and Koziolik safe at first.
Yeah, great play with Roulette ranging to her right, coming up with the ball, stretching out as far as she could, but with Koziolik's speed, Roulette just couldn't get the out there, but a great play to keep that ball in the infield.
First-year player leads off, makes her way to first. Good look here in the bottom of the 2nd for the Hawks. Up next, Haley Pasma. You mentioned another first-year player.
And I had the pleasure of talking to her grandfather before the game, Brian Lewis. I introduced you to Brian. It's the Pasma's grandfather. Brian is a former NHL referee. And he was the former NHL director of officiating. For many years in the 80s, he was the referee and then director of officiating in the early 2000s. He was in charge of the officials when video replay and all that stuff came in, and also the foot in the crease rule, where it might have cost the Buffalo Sabres the Stanley Cup when Brett Hull's foot was in the crease. I want to say that was 2001, and he had to go in front of the media and tell them that it was the right call on the ice, even though I don't think it was.
Yeah.
But a good guy. I know Brian well. He used to, when I worked at the Fan Radio, I used to referee a lot of our charity hockey games, and just a fabulous guy. He makes fun of my goaltending all the time, but I make fun of his refereeing. So.
Well, good background there on the Pasma family.
Comes out and watches whenever he can.
These two sisters do a great job. Saw Maddie playing catcher earlier there. Hales trying to put Humber in a position here. That ball's hit up high to center field. That's handled. Koziolik will remain on first.
Just got under that a tad, put it up in the wind, and then just knocked her right down.
You know, head of officiating, that's got to be a thankless job. You know,
no question about it. It's a tough job. You're forever going, never having a break. He's still involved with the game, still doing some consulting, I believe, for Junior B, Junior C hockey in the province.
Loose pitch. Koziolek makes her way over to second. Olivia Elliott from Oakville, Ontario, let that one a bit out of her reach.
Humber, good opportunity now. Runner at scoring position to get back in this game. Trailing 2-0.
First pitch is up high. 1-0 count. 2-0 count, check that. Hit up high. Fouled out.
Got under that one a little bit.
Under that, yeah.
Just a little bit. Pop up to the second baseman there.
Fan favorite, Sarah Franchetto. Number 9 for the blue and white. Trying to get her team on the board. It's that foul.
Powerful swing there by Franchetto.
We saw her at the beginning of the season leading off in the hitting order. Lately, she's been in that number 9 spot. Doing a great job for Humber. Trying to give her team a spark here.
A lot of coaches like really good hitters in that 9 spot. Turn the lineup over, get back to the top of the order. Key contribute from that bottom of the order. Very important. Players sometimes don't like it. They look at the lineup card, see them in the number 9 spot. It's only the first time around when you're hitting that in that spot, so everyone's important in the lineup for sure.
Oh, I'm sure a teammate like Sarah Franchetto is just happy to make the contribution wherever she can. Tough call there. She's struck out.
Don't know if she liked that call. Looked a little bit high and outside, but home plate umpire Mike DeBrew called her out. And they'll have to try again next inning.
End of the second. We're looking at a 2-0 lead in favor of the visiting Saints. Matheson Green making her way back out to the mound.
So we'll see Bree Donaldson start the second game. Miranda Pearson probably coming in after her in the second game. See how this first game plays out.
Tomorrow on the Hawks Sports Network, doubleheader action against the Durham Lords. And we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, such a big weekend for Humber Hawks softball, and having a tough matchup here against St. Clair and then Durham. And as we head into the latter part of the season, you really want to win these games when you have a chance.
Yeah, they are all important for sure. And as the season starts to wind down and playoffs become a reality, starting on October the 19th at Conestoga. Will you be there?
Hawks Sports Network will not be broadcasting.
What is the deal there?
Championships.
Where's Jimmy? Jimmy's got to get on this. Humber's going to be there. Matt, I thought I was going to be there with you.
No, it's a heartbreaker. We'll be there in spirit.
Well, we'll have to go watch.
The men's nationals duties this year. So you can find that on Hawk Sports Network.
I'm sure the games will be available somewhere, won't they? Someone will do it.
Rachel starts out with a strike here. It's a big inning for Humber after letting St. Clair establish a bit of a rhythm. You got to think that home run is going to boost the confidence of this St. Clair team.
After these two games today, St. Clair off until Tuesday when they face Fanshawe.
Hit deep to Koziolek. First-year player has been outstanding in left field, and she catches that one for out number 1. brings us back to the top of the order, Kim Maroon.
Maroon with that first inning surprise bunt on a 3-1 pitch. Might have caught Gillingham a little off. And she beat it out for a base hit, started them off, but then got doubled up at home plate. And that great play by Davidson after going first to third on the roulette bunt.
Ball is hit into foul territory. Humber not able to jump under that one.
You can really see that ball just not going anywhere in right field. Really getting knocked down. A big infield here at Connervale. The outfielders are out in the grass, but not with a lot of room in front of them before they do hit the infield dirt.
St. Clair with such strong hitting, and you got to think a bit of that is nullified today with just this vicious wind coming at home plate.
I think Maroon, if I'm not mistaken, was batting from the right side in the first inning. Now she's switched around batting from the left.
Pitches up high. Yeah, Maroon is really a dynamic hitter. She's kind of the crown jewel in this Saints lineup.
Came into the game batting .518, added to that with the first inning hit. 56 at-bats, 29 hits. Very impressive.
She will walk her way to first. Matheson turns a 3-1 count into a walk. Up next for the Saints is Michaela Roulette.
Roulette had that sacrifice bunt back in the first inning. To see if anything is on here. Now with one out here in the third.
Deep hit. Franchetto handles that. No real opportunity to secure the out. Both runners. Check that. The Maroon will advance to second. So now St. Clair looking at 1 out and 2 on.
I just have to correct myself. That was Roulette who came into the game .518 average with 56 at-bats and 29 hits. Maroon came in, though, fourth in the league with a .444 average. So as we said, 7 of the top 8 hitters in the OCAA in action today. 2 Humber and 5 St. Clair players.
Bunt laid down, kind of popped up. Looked like Pasma might have had a chance to jump under it, but just out of her reach.
Coach Doug Wiseman, his 7th year as head coach for St. Clair. Watched him a lot when my daughter actually played for Humber a few years back. He was coaching then as well. Intense coach, to say the least. Gets into the game, but knows his stuff.
Lumley. 20 RBIs on the season. Hitting just under Maroon with .443 percentage.
5th in the league.
Quite the 1-2-3 combination to start off the batting order for the Saints.
Well, scurrying in the Humber dugout. Just wondered maybe if they're getting the bullpen up here.
That pitch gets away from Pasma. Both runners will advance. That puts Maroon on third. Kind of a similar situation to what we saw in the first.
With 1 out. Lots of signs coming from Coach Wiseman on this play here.
Popped up. Haley Pasma, great job to secure out number 2.
Just what the doctor ordered there for the Humber Hawks. An infield fly ball with runners at second and third for the second out of the inning, and that alleviates a lot of pressure, but they still got to keep their intensity up here with 2 outs and still 2 runners in scoring position.
Lots of support here today for this softball team. Good first pitch from Matheson Green. And without a doubt, these ladies want to put on a show against number 1 St. Clair. Sept hits up to third. Bonnie hesitates. Gets it over to first for out number 3.
Bonnie lost track there at the outs, or the runners, thinking that she had a force at third base, and for that split second, thought she could touch the bag for the out, but she had to go across the diamond as there was only runners at second and third. Got the out, got out of the inning, but those are the little things that Dwayne was talking about, playing mistake-free. If that had been an error, that would have resulted in a run. However,
all is well that ends well.
Yep.
But there's been a few of those plays here for Humber. Some second guessing, a little bit of hesitation. And you got to think Dwayne Bowles is going to talk to his team and try to iron those out, because you just can't afford something like that against the St. Clair Saints. Top of the third, Humber's able to keep St. Clair off the board. That lead is still at 2-0 for the visiting team.
Second time through here for Humber. Let's see if they can get to Olivia Elliott in this inning. Back to the top of the order. Vassos leading off. Second time around. Averages typically go up. Getting a look at the pitcher for the second time. Definitely an advantage, in my mind, to the hitters.
What do you think of the pitching we've seen so far from number 10, Olivia Elliott?
It's been impressive. Seems to be working a couple of pitches. The rise ball's got a couple of girls on strikeouts, so flirting with danger in the first inning with 2 back-to-back hits, but after 2 were out, never really Humber hasn't got a runner yet to third base in the game. You can keep runners at third base. You usually keep them off the plate. So let's see what Humber can get going here. They're all white uniforms today. Whiteout day. Big crowd. I see some alumni here. My daughter Jenna Clark's here. Amongst others.
Large number of fans who've turned out here
Natalie
today.
Stoberman, former Humber Hawk, giving me a wave. She's in the broadcasting industry as well.
That's right. Done a few games for Humber. She does a fantastic job. Vassos first up to bat. That's the first strike go by. Vassos hitting .395 up to entering today's game.
Nice to see some of the girls come back, support the team. Matt, if this is heading for me, okay. Because, you know, there's still a chance if that ball bounces right in front of us, it's going to come
scenario.
right in.
Yeah,
it's
you know, I have taken
Oh, now you're telling me? Have you taken one in the chops
yet?
I've
taken that into account. This is all, we got to make sure you're a special guest today. We don't want any type of lawsuit.
That's right, he didn't
pulled
sign
me
a
aside
waiver.
Before the game. Yeah, no, I got to dive in front. Over to first. Vassos can't beat out the throw as quick as she is.
Great play by Roulette there.
That is Aaliyah Davidson.
Very strong arm deep in the hole. It's short, made a nice strong throw. She's small in stature out there, but has a very strong arm.
The all-important quick out number 1 for St. Clair. That brings up Aaliyah Davidson. We'll see if she can get going.
Dwayne says Aaliyah, one of the strongest players in Canada.
Yeah, a lot of balls heading into the stands here today. Just get a new ball in here. Davidson can get a hold of it, and Coach Dwayne Bowles was talking about how quick she is too as a runner. That pitch is way high.
Elliott being careful here with Davidson, knows what she can do.
Puts that deep to center field. Handled cleanly. Out number 2.
It's 2 flyouts to center for Davidson on the afternoon. 0 for 2 now. Megan Murphy started the hitting for Humber today with a single back in the first. Got stranded at second though as the inning ended. Let's see if she can get something going here with 2 outs once again.
Yeah, she's so good at getting on base. Maybe Humber can rally facing 2 outs. Ball 1.
Right up there to attempt the slap. Slap from the left side. You're already running. You're closer to first base. You have a good chance to beat it out, get a hold of it. That's hit pretty well, but
dropped. And that rolls under the fence. Looks like she'll just hold up at second. Great job by Megan Murphy to hit things deep. Now we see Murphy held up at second. Brings up the top hitter here. We'll take another look.
Just over the right fielder's head. I thought she had a chance. I thought the wind would have knocked it down, but because it was a line drive, Matt, it just kept traveling. Pretty impressive to hit it that far today.
Gregoris up to bat with Murphy on second. Strike 1.
Now they need the big base hit. Drive in a run here with 2 outs in the inning. And Gregoris is obviously the one you want up bat. Second in the league in batting. First base open though. I'm sure Olivia Elliott will being careful with her. Gillingham on deck. No slouch either. Nice change up there.
That puts Gregoris facing a 1-2 count.
Put it in play here. That's the key.
2-0 deficit. Elisa's trying to see what she can do, but she pops out to center field. Seen a couple balls put out there this inning. Out number 3, that concludes the 3rd inning. St. Clair still hanging on to that 2-run lead.
Humber chipping away each inning, but 4 hits on the game, but no runs to show for them. And really, obviously, the difference is Cowan's home run back in the 2nd inning for that 2-0 lead.
Do you think head coach Dwayne Bowles has something to be smile about after that inning at the plate going forward?
He's never smiling unless they get runs across, if I know Dwayne properly. Don't get me wrong, good hit by Megan Murphy, 2nd of the game. But the bottom line is you got to score runs in this game to win, and Dwayne won't be happy until they do that.
Get a good look here behind home plate at Connorvale Park. The sun is out.
Yeah, it really is a nice day. The wind has died down a little, I think, Matt. At least it has where we are. The trees in left field still seem to be blowing a little, but maybe that helped that Megan Murphy hit with the wind not being quite as strong as it was before. I'm sure you can hear it in our microphones at times as it blows through. As I say that, there it goes. But a little gusty.
Just in time as the lethal St. Clair batting order gets an opportunity. First up is Lauren Schramm, first-year player. Windsor native. It'll be really interesting to see what we get out of Rachel Matheson Green heading into inning number 4.
Schramm got on base in the first inning on a fielder's choice.
Ball's thrown low. See some members of our men's baseball team walking by. OCAA Player of the Year, Liam Sutherland. They're getting ready for their doubleheader here on Hawk Sports Network. It's hit foul. Over. Get a good look at the Hawks Nation tent. They're the ones giving out the free apparel today. I got the long sleeve on myself.
I got 2 long sleeves on. I need it. Could have used a vest or a parka, but it's all good. The wind has picked up again, so as we mentioned, it is a little gusty. Madison Green struggling a little bit with her changeup in this game so far. It's thrown a lot in the dirt. Pasma having trouble with some of them. Did make a good one in the second inning against Jordan Taylor to strike her out. And Taylor's on deck.
Matheson Green sends that one in, almost touching the plate.
Three-one count here. Don't want to walk the first batter in an inning. You never want to walk a batter, but first batter in an inning is definitely not ideal.
That's what we had last inning with Maroon. Taking a walk to first. Schramm, the leadoff hitter, with a full count. Humber's really hoping that number 11.
Big pitch.
Popped up. Great job by Megan Murphy. We've seen that all season here at Connervale from number 4. Another outstanding grab. Saw Leah Davidson come over to help.
Yeah. That's a tough spot where it was hit. Murphy, a great job going back, running to the spot. Glove over the shoulder, made a nice catch. With the wind today, that ball's going to be knocked down, and the infielders can't give up, Matt, on fly balls because they are going to get knocked down. Now Murphy on this play, right in beside the pitcher, assuming a slap may be coming here from Jordan Taylor. It's literally 10 feet away from the pitcher, just into our screen there now.
Taylor.
They're all up there.
Taylor shows bunt.
Gillingham up there as well. Pretty confident batter to even attempt a bunt with the third baseman and second baseman up so close. Nice pitch. Little off-speed pitch there. Had Taylor way out in front. A lot of coaches use different strategies, Matt, when it comes to covering the bunt. See Dwayne has the second baseman in not only to cover the slap, but also the bunt, keeping the first baseman back.
And is this a typical strategy you'll see from a team with the two?
A lot of coaches will bring in the corners, obviously, right? When a bunt is expected. I like the strategy of keeping the first baseman back. I always want the ball to be thrown to the person who is usually at first base and catching the ball at first base. I find less errors when that happens. I believe that the pitcher also has to cover the area in front of the plate and make that throw to first base. And obviously Bonnie Gillingham, very experienced third baseman, and can cover a lot of the infield area right in front of the plate as well. So if you have the pitcher, the catcher, and the third baseman in there, why do you need another one? Usually the first baseman is ducking out of the way because the momentum of the ball for a third baseman is a lot easier for them to pick up as they are moving towards first base. It's a tougher throw for the first baseman too, and then you're trying to hit a moving target with the second baseman coming over and covering. So my strategy was always to keep the first baseman back, but a lot of coaches just bring in the corners. Different strategies.
That might have influenced Jordan Taylor to stay away from the bunt, but in any event, she'll be walked over to first. One out, one on, after a great catch by Megan Murphy.
And Cowan up with the home run last time. Pitch looked close. I don't think Matheson Green liked the call, and Pasman's going to go out and calm her down a little. It looked like it was a pretty close pitch to take. I don't know if she liked the call too much, so get her refocused. Good job there by the catcher. Reading your pitcher is very important. Seeing she was a little frustrated, get out there, calm her down. The umpire's not going to change his mind. Doesn't happen too often.
No, it hasn't happened.
I've seen this umpire quite a bit in the times I've coached, and he can be intense at times too.
Another ball from Rachel.
I've seen Dwayne get kicked out of a few games.
He's an intense guy.
Yeah. He witnessed my only ejection in my career.
What brought you to the edge on that one?
That was two bad calls. I mean, it was an innocent thing, and Dwayne couldn't believe I got kicked out for what I'm saying. It was just pitcher, the girl bunted in front of the plate. Pitcher ran and got it, threw her out. The umpire called it foul. My pitcher, who I trusted, said the ball was definitely on the line when she picked it up. It was clearly on the line. The batter before that had hit one down the third base line, and it was a foul ball. One of our players, it was a foul ball, and they threw her out. That was the end of the last inning. So I might have made a comment about that call that he blew and the next one, and questioning his eyesight. So
hit up high to Matheson Green and turns the double play back at first. Humber getting out of the inning. And can have a lot to be happy about here. I don't mean to bring up any, troubling emotions from past games, but you got to like what we just saw from Humber to turn out that inning.
Yes, and I'm sure Doug Wiseman won't be thrilled at Jordan Taylor for getting doubled up there. Like, the worst situation that could have happened here was an exchange of runners at first base. Like, if she drops the ball, we're still not going to turn a double play. So there's no reason for Jordan Taylor to be caught off the base. Like, she just needs to stay there. Maybe she lost track of the outs. That's the only explanation, but that's what the first base coach is there to do as well. But let's see if this double play, the second in the game for Humber, turns it around and gets their offense going. It can happen a lot, or great defensive plays followed up by a nice offensive inning. So,
yeah, Humber's really an energy team. They thrive off of that, and we'll definitely see them come out here with, looks like Bonnie Gillingham leading off. You see her warming up there on the left side of your screen, number 2. Humber trying to build some kind of offensive momentum and get on the scoreboard here. Going into the bottom of the 4th, still a 2-0 lead.
Next at bat for Humber is Bonnie Gillingham.
Bonnie Gillingham looking to get things going here. Still working against Olivia Elliott. St. Clair Saints have won 5 of their last 6. Humber was the team that ended their win streak on September 23rd with a 9-3 win. And in that game, clearly Humber had the bat swinging, able to put up 9. So far, a slow start.
Least amount of runs they've scored in a game this year is 2. Here's a good start by Bonnie.
Outstanding job. She looks like she's going to hold up at first. St. Clair able to rally quickly in that outfield and slow things down.
There we go. Just what Humber needed to start this 4th inning. Lead off girl on, and Bonnie Gillingham at first base. After that great double play to end the top of the inning.
Yeah, the double play energized that Humber dugout. Good hit by Gillingham. Now Koziolik trying to keep things rolling. You get the sense if she can get on base here, things would really start to pick up for Humber. Just start moving along.
Koziolik with the infield single back in the second inning. Ground ball to short in the hole. Great play by the shortstop on that one, but couldn't make the throw to first. So 1 for 1. Trying to add to that and move the runner along.
Hit up high by Koziolik. That's fouled on the left side.
Situation here too, Matt, where if it's a one-run game or a tie game, I think you would see Dwayne bunting in this situation, getting the runner over, trying to generate that run, but down 2, you need 2 to tie. So you don't want to sacrifice many outs.
Maybe he's getting the sense this could be a big inning for Humber. They've got lots of juice right now.
And as he told us before the game, that's what he likes. He likes the big innings. Feels he has the team that can make those big innings happen. We've seen it throughout the season so far.
Saw it on Thursday, 8 runs.
Yeah.
Really close call. Bonnie's able to make her way back to first.
Big strikeout there by Olivia Elliott.
Next at bat, Haley Pasma.
Haley Pasma up next for Humber. Gets the instructions from Coach Dwayne. Pops that up.
It's okay.
Might be in trouble here.
No, you're good. It's over our heads.
You got into my head now. Now I'm worried.
The only thing I'm worried
Ignorance
about
is
is the
bliss.
short hop with that ball spinning the way it is. It could be close. We'll have to hide behind the monitor, sacrifice the monitor. Jimmy's got a lot of budget. He can buy another one, I'm sure.
Up high. 1 out. Gillingham on first.
Lauren Schramm behind the plate for St. Clair, keeping Bonnie close to first, attempting those throws back. Just might shorten up her lead a little bit.
Younger Pasma sister up at bat. It's that up high.
See, there's that short hop I was talking about right
Okay,
there.
now I see.
See?
Good demonstration.
Yeah. Luckily, it was to our right. The fans were scurrying. There's another umpire.
One thing
Sitting
about me,
in the
Chris,
stands
I
here.
know I'm in broadcasting. I have great hands.
Do
So,
you?
yeah, I
Okay,
might
good.
be
I'm
able
a
to just-
goalie, so I usually just try to get out of the way.
You did bring your blocker with you today. I thought
No.
that was a bit much, but you never know
Should
when.
have brought my mask, maybe.
As a gust picks up as Pasma's looking at a 1-2 count. Big
Another
swing.
Good pitch. Olivia Elliott really seemed to be cranking it up here in this inning, elevating her miles per hour, I think, a little bit, getting those last 2 strikeouts. Koziolik and Pasma back-to-back after the leadoff single by Gillingham. And Humber now again with 2 out, trying to generate a run here, trailing 2-0.
Maddie Pasma. Bonnie's safe at first. Bonnie causing quite a commotion over at first base.
Bonnie's got good speed, but not really a huge steal threat down there at first base. She does have 1 stolen base on the season.
She's definitely on Lauren Schramm's radar, keeping her busy. Right now, Maddie Pasmo with an 0-2 count. Hit up to second, out at first. And that does it here. For the fourth, still deadlocked at 2-0. Humber not able to put a run on board, not really able to get anybody past first here in that inning. So a bit of work to do, try to find a rhythm. And if you're Dwayne Bowles, what are you thinking at this point in the game to try and ignite some offense?
Well, you've left 5 runners on, so you're not getting the key hits when runners are in scoring position to drive those runners around. You haven't had a girl past second base so far in the game, so you got to build. And, you know, you had the leadoff single there, Bonnie Gillingham, going with the pitch to right field, an outside pitch, going with it nicely, things Dwayne likes to see. But you got to take advantage and got to start getting hits when they count. So far, that has not happened. Humber will be coming with their 3rd time around the order next inning after the leadoff Franchetto in the 9th spot. They'll then obviously head back to the top of the order, and we'll see if anything can happen there.
Matheson Green makes her way back to the mound.
You know, Humber,
into the 5th.
Humber's out hitting St. Clair 5-4 at this point in the game. But again, the big hit in this game and the difference maker is the Raya Cowan home run back in the 2nd inning. Driving home Lauren Schramm, who was on first base at the time after getting there on a fielder's choice. So obviously the play of the game so far.
Yeah, without that home run, we could easily still be locked up at Goose Egg.
And what did we say before the game? It would be a great defensive battle, didn't we? No, we didn't. We have the 7 of the top 8 hitters in the league, and we're not seeing much offense so far. The pitchers are doing a great job. I think the wind and the coldness is affecting the play as well. You know, the cold air, and this to me is the first game. You've seen more games than I have, obviously, but when that first little bit of colder air settles in, the bat's a little stingier and your hands are a little colder. You can't feel the ball as well off the bat, and it does affect your play for sure. And you do usually see lower scoring games in cold weather. Now, when I say cold, it's not that bad out here today. I don't know what it is, but
high of 16.
Yeah, it's high as 16, but what is it now? Let's see. It's 14 right now, they say.
14.
So it's not too bad. I mean, I've coached it a lot worse than that. I've coached in snow before, and that's not fun. Yeah. I know the first year my daughter played ball for Humber, they made to nationals, and they went to Regina, and they played 3 games in sub-0 degree weather. They all had parkas.
Well, you had to see that coming, giving Regina the hosting duties for
right?
nationals.
I know, at the end of October. Yeah.
Next year they'll be in Whitehorse. No, not really. That's hit just past Matheson Green, over to first. She's out.
A little double clutch there by Vassos, but was still able to make the play.
It's not the first time we've seen a little hesitation on the way to making an out. Hopefully Humber can keep going the way they've been doing and securing those outs, because you can't give anything easy.
Nope. And again, that's what Dwayne was talking about before the game, mistake-free ball. We're being invaded by bees here at our table right now. Do you have an answer for that?
Have the Humber Hawks raid. Humber Hawks raid. And the bee's gone.
You would think it would blow away today. Nice pitch there. Change up. Had Jordan Clark way out in front of it. Mentioned earlier she was struggling with her changeup, but that was a good one.
Jordan Clark, and that bunt goes foul.
Way up now, 0-2. Matheson Green with 1 strikeout so far in the game on a changeup to Jordan Taylor earlier in the 2nd inning.
Jordan Clark running up at that one.
Waste a pitch there, a little outside. You certainly don't want an 0-2 pitch hit. At least I don't. Rather see one wasted. That sets up the next pitch. Floated that one a little bit high.
Game 2 scheduled for 2 o'clock. That pitch is hit foul. Humber women's volleyball is on their Quebec preseason trip. Had a 3-1 win earlier today. Have the volleyball games on the Hawk Sports Network once the season gets going.
Nice. Did you do those too, Matt?
Absolutely.
Very good. You're
It's
the
nice.
guy, right?
Inside the gym, too, so you're not at the subject to the elements. Matheson Green gets a piece of that. Now it's a wild throw over to first. And Clark makes her way to second on 2 miscues there defensively.
Yeah, the ball deflected there off Matheson Green's glove. Bonnie Gillingham picked it up, made a high throw to first. I think it'd probably go as a single and then an error to get her over to second. At least that's what I'm calling. I don't know where the official scorer is. Where's the official scorer, Matt?
We'll wait on the call.
They weren't going to get her out. Bonnie probably should have just ate that ball, held on to it.
And that puts on base for Maroon. Great grab. See what the call is.
Safe. You drew her off the bag there. 2 runners on.
So Bassos had a chance to grab that one just in front of her. And off the miscue, Clark is on base. Maroon gets herself on first. Rylet now looking at 2 on, 1 out.
So a couple of miscues here. Humber has to buckle down now. Get a big out.
And that pitch goes loose.
And it's not the person you want up with runners in 2 runners in scoring position now on that wild pitch. The #1 batter in the OCAA, Michaela Roulette.
Number 11 looking to get back in control here. Humber's going to have to tighten up defensively to get out of this inning. Strike thrown. Good job by Rachel getting back on track.
Big point in this game. Right now.
Bunt
Try
down
to
to Green.
squeeze.
And the out is not secured at home. Mishandled by Pasma.
Little hard throw there by Matheson Green. Pasma took it maybe on the bare hand or on the arm. Stung her arm. It's a tough play for the pitcher. You think you have a chance. You know, you could have got the sure out probably at first.
Another look here.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it just came in a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, when you're that close, maybe an underhand throw is probably the play there. You want to get it there, obviously, as fast as you can, but there's Coach Doug Wiseman squeezing in a run and really caught Humber, I think, off guard there. Even if Matheson Green had a look towards first base, Matt, first baseman was charging in, it would have been a very difficult play because the second baseman wasn't that close to first. She was playing well, a lot closer to second than she was to first on that play. So Doug Wiseman might have spotted that, caught them off guard, and manufactured a run for a 3-0 lead.
Not what you wanted to see from the Humber defense, giving up a run here as they're already coming from behind, looking to get going. Now an even deeper hole. Maroon still on base. got one out here so far.
Runners at the corners. Obviously, Roulette can do it all. Not only leading the league in hitting, but putting down a great bunt there to drive in a run. She doesn't have any stolen bases on the season. We'll have to see what happens here with second base open. It's very often stolen in this situation.
Megan Lumley leads the team in RBIs. That's what she's looking to get done here. She's been doing it all season.
The hot dogs smell good right now too, Matt.
Oh, yes.
We'll have to find those between
During
games.
Intermission.
Yeah.
Hopefully they save one for the broadcast crew.
There's one right down the end of this table we could probably steal if we wanted to.
Over at home. It's called safe at home. Pasma's not able to pick it up.
Sorry for the built-in sound effects, but
It's right in front
it
of us.
did not look like Pasma knew exactly what she was doing on that play. Had the opportunity to pick the ball up quickly and tag the runner, but maybe thought it was going to spin foul.
And another run will come home. 4-0 lead. Alexandra Senft. Pitch gets loose. And this inning is just really...
Yeah, it's unraveling on Humber now.
Talk about those big innings. St. Clair is having one of those right now, and it's really Humber that's doing it to themselves.
And that's one thing about Doug Wiseman, coach for St. Clair. He can smell it when things start to go sour for the other team, and he tries to pounce on it as he's doing now. Playing small ball, putting down bunts, catching the team off guard. It's exactly what's happening right now. And runners at second and third, only one out in the inning, and a 4-0 lead for St. Clair.
Sept
And a
hits
blast.
that deep. And that ball's out of here. 3-run shot for Alexandra Sept. This game is really getting away from the Hawks. Base is clear. See Sept touch home. 7-0 lead for the Saints. And Coach Dwayne Bowles will be coming out to have a chat. Looks like that'll do it for Rachel on the day.
Yeah, no chat needed there. She's out of the game. Really just unraveled it in this inning. Besides that home run in the second, it's only 2-0 heading here to the top of the fifth, but 5 runs later, 7-0 score, and that's it for Matheson Green.
And the dynamic of these matchups between Humber and St. Clair have just been so interesting this season. Last 2 matches, Humber really had a good showing, and they've looked good today. It's just been a big inning like right now. It's a couple key pitches. You look at that first home run from the Saints. And here in the fifth, just an all-around effort on defensively. Some miscues really opened the door for St. Clair.
Looks like Megan Muir coming in to pitch for Humber. Changes here for Humber. Maddie Pasma's come out of the game. Emily Erskine coming in to catch. And a new pitcher, as we mentioned, Megan Muir. So we'll have to see if we can have a conversation with Dwayne after the game to see if that was a injury pull for Pasma. She didn't look right after that play at the plate there where Madison Green threw the ball, hit her in the arm or the hand somewhere. It just didn't look right after that.
In her place will be number 10, TC, Tara Camilleri. Looked really good on Thursday versus Mohawk. She normally comes in to catch for the Humber ace, Miranda Pearson.
And pitching for the Hawks is number 5, Megan Yor.
Check that. Number 10 is in the game for Humber, catching Emily Erskine. Looks like they're going to keep that matchup of TC and Miranda Pearson for game 2. Lauren Schramm, the catcher for St. Clair, is up to bat. In a long 5th inning, just 1 out here in the top. Good start for Muir.
Coming in throwing strikes. It's key to success.
Hit up to first. And over to Pasma at first for the out. Murphy picked that one up. Retires Schramm. For out number 2. Jordan Taylor next up. For the Saints, Muir looking to find a rhythm. Let's hit up to second. Get the out at first. And
great
Humber,
play there by Vassos. Very quick, getting that quick runner.
Yeah.
So good job by Muir coming in, throwing strikes, getting a couple of key ground balls. Now let's see if Humber's offense can get going because they really got to.
Yeah, good turnaround after the pitching change. And looking at 7-0, Chris, I think you get the sense that if this game's going to turn around for Humber, you're going to have to see something pretty soon.
Yeah, and as we said, Matty, it all unraveled in that inning. Coming into this top of the 5th inning, team only down 2, but then Madison Green running into some trouble.
Get another look.
Early here with 2 runners on, making this throw to home off the arm of Pasma. She looked a little hurt on that play, and then the next batter bunts as well. Pasma just hesitant on picking up the ball there. Didn't seem she really was sure of if that ball was going to stay fair or foul. And then, of course, the 3-run bomb, and it's 7-0.
Yeah, a couple miscues, and just like that, Humber went into the 5th down 2-0. The Saints add 5, including a 3-run home run.
Madison Green's line today. Now this isn't official. This is just my calculation. So I was never good in math, but I got 4 in the 3rd inning, 6 hits, 7 runs on 6 hits. So the 2 home runs with a couple walks in between and a couple of errors there really led to all those runs.
Leading off for Humber, Sarah Franchetto. Looking to turn things around.
I'm not even going to try to calculate earned runs, Matt. We'll leave that for the professionals. Because there was probably a few unearned runs in there.
That's it. Well, at least Humber knows, regardless of the outcome of this game, if they can tighten up, it's not like St. Clair came out here and really outplayed them. It's just things Humber needs to do on their own end to find success. But again, that hitting order of St. Clair is just devastating. Franchetto hits it up high to center field. Out secured.
Franchetto now 0 for 2. Struck out looking back in the 2nd inning, and now that fly ball to center field. Vassos now 0 for 2 in the afternoon. Ground ball to third, ground ball to short. As we heard Dwayne Bowles say before the game, he likes the line drives and the hard hit fly balls. Trying to keep that ball off the ground.
1-0 count. Vassos watches that one get by her. 1-1 count. Vassos, the player of the game in game 1 on Thursday. Humber coming from behind.
Oh. Hit that ball hard down the right field line, just foul. You hear Coach Bowles yelling, think 3, as if that had made its way down, Vassos with her speed probably could have got around to third.
2-2 count. That's going to bring it to 3-2. Vassos looking to give her team a spark. Good hit up the third baseline, but that is fouled out. That ball heading right for our cameraman on the third baseline. Dax looks like he's okay. Thumbs up.
Got to protect the camera, people.
That's the philosophy here at the
Yeah.
Hawk Sports Network.
They're out here early, cabling their cameras, getting them all set to go. There's a nice hit.
Well done. Vassos over to first. That brings out Aaliyah Davidson now. 1 out, 1 on.
Next at bat, Aaliyah Davidson.
Leah's had a bit of trouble today, popped up to center field a couple of times. She's got that hitting power. We've heard Coach Dwayne talk about that. Now would be a big time to maybe find some open space. Put some runners in scoring position. Break this goose egg. Popped up high. St. Clair can't get under it.
Good effort there by the shortstop, Michaela Roulette. A lot of speed running towards that ball. I thought she was going to go right through the fence.
She pulled up at the last second.
Thankfully, because that fence wasn't going to give way. The ball did land in playing territory, but just out of the reach of Roulette. It's a long run for the shortstop.
And she'll catch her breath. Davidson hits it fair. Great job to advance the runners. Davidson's going to hold up at second. Brings Vassos to third, and it looked like Raya Cowan got a piece of that. And it was good enough. A lot of power on that hit from Davidson there.
Just off the glove of the third baseman, Humber now has something going. Runners at second and third. 2 hard hit balls to left field. That's what you like to see from these right-handed hitters. At least that's what I like to see. Dwayne likes to see them going to all fields depending on where the pitch is. But turning on those pitches over the plate or on the inside part of the plate, really driving the ball. And Megan Murphy, as mentioned, up now. Humber with a great chance as Coach Wiseman's out discussing this with his team. Doesn't want this one to get away. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th with Humber trailing 7-0. They're going to, I would imagine, play back here, get the out at first on a ground ball, let the run score. The name of the game now for St. Clair is just get out.
Yeah, maybe allowing a run wouldn't be the end of the world, but just keeping this big separation would be instrumental for St. Clair to sneak out of here with game 1.
Yeah. Any ground ball, I would imagine Vassos will score, unless it's hit hard to the third baseman or the first baseman. They're actually playing in a little bit.
1 out for Megan Murphy. Davidson at second, Vassos at third. Hits that high for the out. Popped up on the slap attempt. Good concentration by Schramm to stay under that.
Certainly not what Humber wanted there. First pitch, slap attempt, popped it up to the catcher, and now 2 out. Infield can now go back.
Gregoris has been hitting well all season. Maybe no more important time to get that bat hot than right now. Strike 1.
First time in the game Humber's had a runner at third base. Want to cash them in now. Runners at second and third with 2 out here in the 5th.
Elliott trying to get the Saints out of this inning. Gregoris hits it up towards the shortstop, and have a ump is making some kind of call here.
I think they might have kicked Gregoris out of the game. I think maybe when she was passing first base, might have thrown an elbow, but the ump was very quick to get out there. Jamie Vieira also out there to separate Gregoris and the St. Clair team.
Humber not able to.
Dwayne's coming out now to talk to the umpire to find out exactly what happened there. But
smooth things out.
I saw the umpire give the elbow sign, and he was very quick, I think, to eject Gregoris from the game. Go to a softball game and a hockey game breaks out. Flying elbows. We need Brian Lewis down here. He actually just told me, the grandfather, Matty Pasma, said they're taking it for x-rays. They're worried about maybe a hand issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're taking it for x-rays.
That
so
kind of explains why she checked out here.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely didn't look right, especially on that second bunt, Matt. And
Yeah, it's tough to kind of tell what that hesitation was all about, and when you kind of understand that hand might be a little worse for wear, kind of makes a bit more sense why they couldn't make that play at home. Muir back out to pitch for Humber.
Now, Gregoris was the designated player in the game, so she hasn't played the outfield at all, and I do believe they had to name a replacement for her, and I think it was Camilleri, who I heard the umpire say is in that DP position now. The odds are, unless Humber mounts quite a comeback, that position won't come up again.
Cowan, big swing there. Muir is up with a 1-2 count. Erskine catching. Big swing. Cowan is struck out. Great job by Muir to start things out here.
Muir's done a good job since coming in. 3 up, 3 down. 2 in the last inning, and strikeout here to start the 6th.
2 innings left of play.
And Camilleri is indeed in the game, Matt, as the designated player.
See if she can get that bat going the way she was hitting on Thursday. Wind is picked up here.
After what we thought maybe was a calming of the wind, it seems like it's strongest right now in the game, blowing straight out to left field, I believe. Maybe a little crosswind. It's blowing our tent around. That's not keeping us warm. It's keeping the sun off us and keeping us cool. But protecting us.
Another strikeout. Muir giving her team some life in the top of the sixth. 2 strikeouts to start things off.
Megan Muir, your first-year player, as Dwayne was saying, a lot of depth with the first-year players this year from Mississauga. 5'6" pitcher.
That brings up Jordan Clark.
Clark singled last at bat. Scored on the 3-run shot.
Bunt down. Goes foul. Good job by Bonnie to wait that out.
Yep, nice job. Waited it out for sure. Saw the spin, saw it rolling towards the line, and indeed it did go over the line. But there's Doug Wiseman, up 7-0 in the game. Still trying to make things happen. Laying down a bunt, trying to catch Humber a little off guard. Utilizing Clark's speed.
Another bunt attempt shown. Clark doesn't connect. Jordan Clark, number 1 for the Saints. I presume no relation to my broadcast partner, Chris Clark.
Spelt different. No E on her name.
Great job by Megan Muir. 3 up, 3 out.
Struck out the side.
And we'll see if that brings some life to this Humber offense.
Yeah, we've been saying that a lot, Matt. Something bring the life to the offense. We haven't seen it yet. Again, they haven't been shut out yet this season. I certainly hope my appearance here isn't leading to a shutout.
Depending on how game 2 goes, you might have to
we might have to
assess the
switch
jinx,
spots or something.
Turn your hat backwards. I believe that's the remedy. Another look at the 3rd strikeout here against Jordan Clark. Lights out pitching from Megan Muir. Looks like Gillingham will lead things off in the bottom of the 6th.
She's 1 for 2 in the game, strikeout in the first and a single last at bat to right field.
Next at bat, Bonnie Gillingham.
See a little meeting on the mound for the Saints. We'll get things going here. Been good defensive play from St. Clair. Really the Saints able to capitalize on some defensive miscues by Humber. Haven't seen much in the way of miscues from the Saints defense.
Humber's stranded 7 base runners so far in this game, which has certainly not helped their cause.
Big swing by Bonnie. 1-1 count.
Really a good job by Olivia Elliott out here this afternoon, handling the Humber batters.
Oakville native. Sure she has some family out here tonight. Short drive from Oakville. 2-1 count.
Very calm, cool demeanor on the mound.
Good opportunity for Humber to play against the Saints here today and have to come from behind. See if they can rally.
It's hit a long way foul. She really got around on that one.
Fans really getting behind Bonnie right now. 2-2 count. Goes down swinging.
A little up and outside on that pitch. Bonnie went chasing up on that one. Probably not happy with herself with that strikeout. And Koziolik, who struck out last at bat, coming up now.
Number 18 and all white. Strike call.
Koziolik didn't like that call. Looked a little high and out.
Koziolik might find some space there. Nope, handled by the left outfielder.
She went down and golfed at that one. Popped it up. Watching her in batting practice, that was not one of her better swings, for sure. She really displayed some great hitting and batting practice earlier today. Had a nice infield single back in the second inning.
That brings up Haley Pasma. We're hoping everything checks out with her older sister, Maddie. May have sustained an injury earlier on in this game. Pasma able to get out of the way of that pitch. Almost brushes up against her. Two outs. Strike two. That'll do it here for the sixth. 1 inning left of play. Humber in a 7-run hole.
The first 3 up, 3 down inning for Humber, so that last inning didn't spur anything on, what we were hoping for.
No, just haven't been able to catch fire or have one of those breakout innings. I think you have to credit St. Clair for just playing pretty tight defense.
Olivia Elliott really in control in this game. Looking now through 6 innings with a shutout against a very good hitting Humber Hawk team. She's doing a great job. Came into the game 7-2 on the season with a 3.41 ERA. Averages over 6.5 strikeouts per game. Displaying all that today.
After 6 innings of play here at Connervale Park, the visiting St. Clair Saints are liking the way things are going. Had a big 5-run inning. Brought their 2-run lead up to where we stand right now here on the Hawk Sports Network. Game 2, scheduled for 2 o'clock, might be about half an hour after the conclusion of Game 1.
Bree Donaldson starting for Humber. We haven't heard who's starting for St. Clair yet. Sarah Stiller started a couple games. She may start that one. I've also seen Coach Wiseman start the same pitcher twice in a row. So we'll have to see what happens there. It's a lot of pitching in one game for one girl, that's for sure. But Olivia Elliott is really mowing down Humber today.
First hit by Maroon. Up to center field. Maroon holds up at first base. Really found a gap there in between second base and Aaliyah Davidson.
Maroons reached base all 4 times today. 2 hits, a walk, and reached on an error. Very good production from your leadoff batter. That's what you're looking for. And now the top hitter in the league up. And Michaela Roulette.
Humber would need a monumental 7th inning.
Hey, you told me they scored 8 runs in the first inning last game. Maybe they can get it in the last inning this game.
You got to believe.
It's a great thing about baseball or softball. There's no time limit. At least there shouldn't be. I know sometimes there is, but there certainly isn't today. Until St. Clair gets 3 more outs, this game isn't over.
But for now, St. Clair is looking to add to the lead. Up to bat right now, Roulette. 5th-year player hits that deep. And the runner will be safe at second. Roulette over at first.
Boy, what a nice swing. Just went right with the pitch out to left field. Nice line drive. Just looks so effortless, Matt. That's the key. Just looks so effortless.
The Saints start this inning with the top of their batting order. Maroon gets on base to start. And that brings up Megan Lumley, 4th-year player.
Muir on the mound here for Humber after retiring 5 batters in a row to start the game for her. The last 3 being strikeouts of those 5 outs, and now giving up back-to-back singles, and we'll see how she reacts to that as a first-year player. Situations where you got to battle. That wasn't a good pitch.
No, she lost the grip on that one.
She totally lost the grip. It flew right behind her. That'll go down as a ball, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, that ball must have come from the Hawks Nation popcorn machine, a little greased up.
We have popcorn? Where's the popcorn?
That's at the indoor game. They don't bring that one on site. That's only at your
Jimmy, where's the popcorn?
He's pointing to the clubhouse. Colonels weren't in the budget for this weekend.
Yeah, it's all my gear, I guess. He geared me
We
up.
had to-
The
yeah,
hat,
that's right.
the shirts. Jimmy always takes care of me.
Another hit popped up. Cozy Olex trying to get under it. Looks like that'll just be the
Ground rule double.
double rule. Slides under the fence. Brings Muir home. Pardon me, brings Maroon home.
Hard hit ball there into the gap in left field. And Coach Bull's going to come out and talk to his young pitcher. And is taking the ball. So, again, a good job by Muir to start. Then she ran into trouble here in the 7th inning. 3 consecutive hits, 2 singles and a double, and that's it for Megan Muir.
Caden Watton coming out next for Humber, number 14.
Another first-year player from Kitchener.
She will get warmed up.
The 7th inning not going the way Humber wanted it to go, with a quick inning to get back up and try to get back into this ball game. I think it's all about game 2 now, Matt. Don't want to write it off, but it's going to be very difficult to come back now from an 8-run deficit.
8-run deficit, Saints with 2 on and looking at no outs. Looks like Watton is all warmed up, ready to go. Yeah, it's going to be tough to come back here, but obviously you want to go into game 2 with some kind of momentum, some kind of positive note, and things have not been too hot here in the top of the 7th.
Now pitching for Humber, number 14, Caden Watton.
Alexandra Sept. She hit that big 3-run shot past the fence.
2 for 3 in the game, single back in the second, and ground out to third in the third. And then, of course, as you mentioned, that big 3-run homer in the 5th, which really put it out of reach.
Watton skips that pitch into Erskine.
Nice pickup by Erskine on that short hop.
Saints with runners on second and third. Good strike thrown.
St. Clair's taking the fans out of this one too.
Bases loaded. Sept takes a walk over to first.
I think the fans are waiting for game 2 to start already.
Yeah, the hot dog line is in full effect.
Where's the hot
these
dog
fans
line? Where is it?
over by the Hawks Nation tent.
Oh, very good.
Hawks Nation, the official varsity fan club of your Humber Hawks. Free varsity swag. We see a lot of Hawks parents here.
Pinch runner here for St. Clair. As Mary O'Neill comes in to run.
Good strike thrown by Caden.
Bases loaded. Still nobody out. Oh,
Hit over to first. Play at home. Can't secure the out as Rylette makes her way. Touchdown for another run. 9-0 lead.
first baseman gets it on a bounce, makes the play at first. Couldn't get double play at home. Did the right thing, though, getting that out at first.
Good strike throw. 2 on, 1 out.
Megan Murphy in close again for Humber. With Jordan Taylor up, trying to take away that slap.
Foul hit over towards the Humber dugout.
Full swing on that one by Taylor. But Coach Bowles can't move them back. As soon as he moves them back, then they'll put the slap back on.
Yeah, you mentioned Murphy is up close, right beside Watton. Just out of frame. See number 4 step in there. Ready to jump on Jordan Taylor if she can lay that bunt down.
This is the defensive structure here of the Hawks with Bonnie Gillingham at third base in about 10 steps from the line.
Gets the out at first. Another run will touch down. Lumley safe at home. 2 outs now. 10-run lead. And Chris, if I could ask you to put your coaching hat on for a moment, what do you do to rally the girls after a big Game 1 loss? Like
you know what? It's one game. It's over. It's done. You got to regroup, get going for the second game. There's not much the coach can say after a loss like this. It's over. It's done with. Sometimes one-run games are more devastating on a team than a blowout. You know, they were out of it. They weren't in it. And the second game's a brand new game. Back to 0-0. Sometimes a close loss can really demoralize a team in the next game. So take that positive and come out hitting in the second game. They really got to get the bats going. We'll have to see if Dwayne institutes a little different strategy in the second game, trying to get a run across in the game. Again, they haven't been shut out yet this year. The least amount of runs was against Fanshawe back on last Saturday, losing 4-2 to Fanshawe in the second game of that doubleheader, splitting it. So definitely the bats are silent for the first time this year, and they have to get that going for the next game. Had a couple blowout wins in a row in their last two games against Mohawk. As you mentioned, the 8-run first, on to a 10-0 Mercy victory in 5 innings, and then a 6-0 score after that.
Out number 3. Good strikeout by Caden Watton. That will bring up the bottom of the 7th, quite possibly the final 3 outs of regulation.
And last time they played St. Clair, they lost a close game in the first game, but did bounce back in that second game.
Humber took that second game 9-3, snapping the win streak of the Saints. Of course, St. Clair looking to get back on track here.
So this obviously is the, right now anyway, the most lopsided loss of the season for Humber. I'm really hoping it had nothing to do with me being here, because they will not invite me back, will you? Had fun so far. It's been good.
No, thanks for
Good
stopping
crew.
by, Chris. We appreciate the insight. You know a lot about softball. You've been in Ontario softball for quite some time, and good connection to a lot of the fans here. Good little tidbit, I think we'll call it, with the Pasma grandfather.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm aging myself here, and I'm really feeling old. But it was 30 years when I did Humber Hawks hockey, so it's been a long time.
What was the production like back then?
Well, it was radio, so there was no there was no internet, so there was no video on the internet. It was just radio. We recorded the games on a cassette, and we would run them back to the station and play them back. Then we got a little creative, and we hooked up some phone lines with alligator clips onto the phone lines and broadcast the games live. So it was very early in the stages of doing games. You know, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, I still had the cassettes of the games. I had to purge some stuff at home, and I asked Jimmy if he wanted them for the archives at Humber, but I don't think there's any cassette players around that would have played them. So they are in the trash, but it was a lot of fun. The first year we did it, the team went to Lausanne, Quebec for the Canadians. We weren't going to be going. They weren't going to send us. And the president of the college, Robert Gordon at that time, heard that we weren't going and spent some money and flew us there. The team took the bus and we flew. So we felt a little special and did games live from Quebec.
Is that maybe one of the highlights of the broadcasting career?
For sure. It was definitely fun. And I believe Humber finished 3rd in that tournament. But it was a long time ago. My memory isn't that good. I'm sure Jimmy would know.
Well, fast forward to today. It's still a ton of fun to be broadcasting for the Humber Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Bialik does such a great job of getting everybody on the same page and just bringing that enthusiasm to these games.
Now, is there a hockey program?
No longer.
No.
Extramurals. We do have a competitive team.
There was too much violence, and that's why they stopped it, as far as I know. And I heard there was a campaign to bring it back, but obviously that didn't happen. That's hit well.
Popped up by Franchetto. And that is out of here. Good job, Sarah Franchetto. In the bottom of the 7th with a 1-run shot. And there she gets congratulated by the whole team. And although the top of the 7th didn't go too well for Humber, really good job here to bring home a run on a home run shot.
Yeah, little positives, as you mentioned. What can you take to the next game? Well, there you go. A home run, first of the year for Franchetto. As you mentioned, a fan favorite. So that's good. And it's nice not to be whitewashed on whiteout day. Get on the board. Get rid of that donut.
And just
speaking of donuts, you had one this morning.
I
didn't
got
get
in there
a
early.
donut this morning.
I saw a full box of donuts and I jumped all over it. It's what I'm known for. It's my calling card.
You look out for your color guy usually, but that's okay. You'll learn, you know. You got me the water, so.
I went and found you some tape. I
You
went
got
and
me
found
tape,
you a
yeah.
chair.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, yeah, you did. Just no donut. That's okay, though.
No donut.
Probably thought I didn't need one.
Misplay at third. Vassos makes her way to first.
Next is that Aaliyah Davidson.
It's Honey Crullers. Are you a fan of Honey Cruller?
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Honey
everybody's
Crullers.
favorite.
Make it even worse. Tell me that was the my favorite.
Can I make it worse? Really fresh Honey Cruller, too. Just kind of
Sure was.
melty.
And, like, hot dogs are everywhere around us right now. Like, yeah, I can smell them for sure. Producer Jay is wanting one as well. It's hard to switch and produce at the same time while you're eating a hot dog, I'd imagine, though. You just did it.
I've seen him
He's
do
telling
it.
me you just did it. Boy, oh boy. Talented. You got some talent on this crew, Matt.
Yeah, Jay.
This is what you get to when you get a 10-run blowout or 10-1 score.
A lot of hot
You
dog
start
talk.
talking about hot dogs and donuts. But that's okay. At least it is in my mind.
Well, we don't get the opportunity to kind of veer off the path often. As Humber Hawks softball has done so well this season at home. And we expect them to roar back here in game 2.
Hey, they could still roar back in this one. It would have to be quite the roar.
Davidson deep to center field. Out number 1.
Third time today she's hit that ball to center field for an out. A double in there as well, so 1 for 4 on the day for Davidson.
Brings up Megan Murphy.
And that's the ball game. Fly out to center field there by Megan Murphy ends it.
Humber able to bring home 1 run there in the bottom of the 7th. And Chris, you got to think going forward into game 2, that could help bring some morale. Clearly it got these fans to pipe up, and the Humber bench looking a bit more alive after that shot by Sarah Franchetto.
Yeah, it was good to see the home run in the last inning, but not a game that Coach Bowles is going to be happy with for sure, losing 10-1 to your main rival. Not good. They were just having trouble all game, though, Matt, and a real good job by Olivia Elliott with a lot of strikeouts in this one.
Get a look at some of those Ks she put up. There's one on Franchetto.
Just catching the corner on a lot of these. Little off-speed pitch on that one.
Will be interesting to see what Doug Wiseman chooses to do in game 2.
Certainly didn't seem like Elliott tired at all in that game. I mean, giving up the home run in that last inning, but still a lot of strikeouts. And a very big win for St. Clair to stretch out their lead on top of the OCAA standings, now sitting at 14-3 on the year. Humber will go to 10-5 on the season, still in third place, tied with Fanshawe.
St. Clair Saints avenged their most recent loss to Humber here in Game 1 at Connorvale. 10-1 victory. For myself, Matt Hamill, my broadcast partner, Chris Clark. I want to thank you, Chris, for joining us today for Game 1. We'll both be here in Game 2. That's it on the Hawks Sports Network.